Welcome back, everybody, to the ECC. We are now here for our third and final series. Of course, just before the break, we saw Game 5 overtime between Daggersborn and Stool Sample, ending in a Daggersborn victory. And there, it was an absolute banger of a series. But we've got one more. Hopefully, it will live up to it. The Nameless Paradox and RC Saturn are we facing off in our final series of the day, and still in Div 1. Of course, my name is Faded, and now with the cast switch, we've got Dennis here joining us. How are you today, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Really excited for this matchup, of course. Is still in Division 1. We're staying in Division 1. The other conference, though, compared to the last game. We have seen the first game today on stream in Division 1.2 between Donkey Punch and who was it? I think it was Vicious. Won by Donkey Punch, of course, with a 3-against-1. And, well, we have just seen a really good game 5 battle in the other conference. So, well, it's everything to play for in this game. In, of course, a Division 1.2, we are seeing actually the first seed against the 10th seed, Vertical Saturn, in first seed against the 10th seed, the Nameless Paradox. So, seedings, it doesn't say much, doesn't say everything. But do you see Rocket Saturn still taking the win, even though they are first seed? Do you maybe an upset happen?
I'm not really sure, to be honest, because I've never seen Rocco Saturn play before, but I do know what the Nameless Paradox are capable of. So, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter much. So you can favor RC Saturn in that sense, but yeah, I just think it's going to be a close series overall, and really either team could take it. To be quite honest, either way, it's going to be a great matchup. Maybe RC Saturn are the favorite team. I'm not really sure. But I know what Nameless Paradox could do. They are a returning team after all. They come back from last season. I believe they got first rounded in the Div 1 playoffs. But to make it that far was great. But of course, they've changed some players around. And so now they have the current lineup. So, of course, we do know Solar, he's been streaming their games a lot, actually. I've not gotten to watch them, but they seem very solid. So it's going to be interesting to see how the match really goes in this one. So, yeah, I'm not too big on seeding, but that's really the take I have on this.
Yeah, of course, it's only week 1, so you can't really say much about these teams. You haven't seen them play before. Well, we have seen the Nameless Paradox last season, of course, but their roster almost completely changed. We only see Solar back in the Nameless Paradox side. Nipchok's left, Lewis Handel left. So yeah, we are seeing 2 new players playing today for the Nameless Paradox. So, well, yeah, everything could happen. We could maybe see an upset, but yeah, it's just everything to play for in this series. I think Matty Mumu is a player as well. Last season, the sub for the Nameless Paradox, who's playing today as well for the Nameless Paradox, alongside, I think, Solar and Beastbound. Beastbound, the new player in the Nameless Paradox. So interesting to see how he will do. I can't really say much about the RC Saturn side. We see Galactic, we see Reese, and we see Annika in the starting lineup for Rocket Saturn. So yeah, first seed always, it could be a little bit nervous for you to play on stream, being first seed. Maybe people have like high expectations of you. Maybe even people expect you to win the season. After all, we only week 1, so yeah, we can just expect a lot from this side. But it's only week 1. You still have to see how they're going to perform in this season.
Yeah, indeed. So, I mean, early days here, but, with a big disparity like that in the season, you never know what could happen. But I think it's about time we just get started with the series. We'll go and dive straight in. So, here we are, the Nameless Paradox and RC Saturn, first against 10th in the seedings. Let's see who will come out on top of this one as we're about to kick off with our final best of 5 series of the night. Let's see what happens as straight off the bat, a very aggressive kickoff from the Nameless Paradox. Solar is going to have to do a bit of work on defense, but now Beastbound is going to whack it into the center. Annika now going up for it. It will be Veen with great speed on that spin into the center. Matty is going to have to bang it down the field as it's already back and forth action. Will be boomed from end to end as no one's going to be on the spot for the Nameless Paradox just yet, but Solar just cuts in it to make the save. So we see Veen. Oh, for this, slams it into the side. Matty going to send it long down the field. Galactic is going to bang it back again. Beastbound does not manage to get to that, but now Solar will surely have some control here. So this first 40 seconds or so, again, looking quite back and forth between these teams, just, filling each other out. So really, nothing too out of the ordinary at this rate.
Definitely not. Looks more like a ping pong game than a Rocket League game at the moment. The ball just goes from side to side. No one really created a big danger. Well, right now we can't see the first big danger, but it's getting blocked by the Nameless Paradox side. Now we see a little bit of offense from the Rocket Saturn side. A little double commit coming out. So yeah, not a lot of danger created by both sides. But of course, it's only the first minute of this series, only minute of both teams' ECC season. So yeah, we just have to wait to see how things will fall out.
Yeah, indeed, as Reen does have some possession there. Solar going to be shutting him down now. Matty from the backboard, looking to try take it out of his own hand. But Galactic now just sending it into the corner. Beast cannot make it to that shot. Solar, though, in the position to back him up as now Reen sends it to the corner again. Annika on the backboard trying to make a sensor, but he won't manage it again. Galactic now trying to keep possession, but Matty will just swipe it off him, and it gives Beastburn a shot wide of the mark. So Matty tries to control, leaves it for Solar. He tries for the shot, but no power on it. And we'll just hand it to Annika as now Beastman with 0 boost, having to make that challenge is now Solar again, as that last man will be called to action and will take it out once again. And now into the back wall. Beast going to have to send it into the middle, but no one's going to be following it up. As now the Nameless Paradox are starting to push up a little bit more on the attack, but it's those shots that don't have the accuracy just yet.
No, they've had one shot coming from Beastbound, approaching halftime now. Goalless game so far. So yeah, we just have to wait until the first goal falls. Maybe we can see a little bit more action then, because this game one so far has been more a ping pong game. Both teams looking how the other teams play. And now finally we're getting our first goal of the series as Reen bangs it into the net, and halftime just gone. And that's a great goal from Rocket Saturn, seed number 1.
Yeah, lovely touchdown from Reen. He just popped it over the first man there, and it landed in the middle. Reen just get a shot on net. No one was able to get up to it, so RC Saturn managed to string together a play finally. I can tell they have some creativity on their side, trying to approach different ways of getting the goals, and in the end, they are the ones that come out with the first goal of the game. And already they're back on attack once more as Solar, per touch there, could have resulted in a goal, but they will manage to keep away as Solar again having to go for this, trying to take control. Reen with a brilliant challenge down at Annika, booming it to the opposing backboard. Beastbound has to get it out again, all the way down into the other corner. So here comes Matty, going to be dropping it down. Galactic can't make it to it. Matty trying to go for it again. It's a bit awkward here as Beastbound tries to go for the double, but there's no way he's going to get the angle on net. That time as we approach 90 seconds left, it's now Nameless Paradox on the attack, but they're yet to find a goal. Solar tries to go for it again, but it deflects off his teammate. Now RC Saturn will be able to get out of their half.
Galactic tries to get the ball into the middle, gets it past his own teammate actually, as Matthew Moon tries to follow it up. Now maybe an offense for Nameless Paradox, but they just seem to struggle a little bit to get into the front of the goal of the opponent. But at the other side, RC Saturn, Reen again with his second goal. Well, will this be the decider? A great pass from Galactic, and Reen pretty much pre-jumps there already and gets into the back of the net.
Yeah, a lot of trust coming out from Reen there to read his teammate's pass. So very well played and executed from RC Saturn as they find themselves 2 goals up and looking to be in a comfortable position for the rest of the gamers. And Nameless Paradox haven't had much to say on the attack. They've had, a couple shots here and there, but it's not really caused RC Saturn to really break a sweat just yet, as now Reen is going to be called to action for this one. Does get the flip reset, but won't be able to make use of it as the Beastbound puts it in the field. A touch into center, Annika gets it away as our Beastbound tries to get it back into Solar, which he will do, but Solar won't be able to do much with it seemingly, as there is back into Matty. A shot towards Reen, who is on the backboard, is now Reen going to try to get another center here. Good pass into Galactic, and he will slam it through. Again, very well played for RC Saturn, really stringing together these passing plays.
Yeah, the passing plays of these boys, you can see that seed number 1 is popping off on this game. Galactic with a great shot, bangs it, 128 kph, Paul Solar in defense. He couldn't do anything about that, and well, 44 seconds, 3 goes up. We only see one single shot from Nameless Paradox in the last 4 minutes. Well, this game 1 doesn't look really bright for them anymore. So they just got to focus on game 2 really from this point on, 30 seconds. And well, RC Saturn, they have a lot of good passing plays, and pretty much that's what Nameless Paradox needs to watch out for. I've also seen RC Saturn, you know, making a few mistakes, giving the ball away sometimes. So maybe that's what Nameless Paradox could watch out for. To see where they could capitalize on the mistakes of RC Saturn. So 15 seconds to go. I don't think a goal from Nameless Paradox is gonna fall anymore because, well, one shot only. They can't really get into offense. So, you know, game 2, they need to change what they did here in game 1 because, well, right now it doesn't look really bright for them so far.
Yeah, really, their approach to their attack looks very unstructured. It's almost like always only one person trying to make a play on the attack. And you really need to get more people involved when you're on offense. I mean, you take a look at the stats here, right? This is just, you know, 8 shots, right, to 1 for Nameless Paradox. We mentioned it. Like, you need more than that for Nameless Paradox. And when they had chances, you're saying, okay, they have a shot here. They're oftentimes putting it way off target. And so it's the accuracy they also have to work on. It's, you know, they're not really making RC Saturn, you know, have to work for anything. You know, the defense is really just a walk apart for RC Saturn. Nameless Paradox have to push them a lot more in this next game. Otherwise, it will just be, again, another easy game for RC Saturn. You know, they can have all they want on the attack here. So it's got to be a big step up here for Nameless Paradox to make this series more competitive than it is at this rate.
Yeah, of course, a best of 5. It could be done very quickly by now. Only 2 games needed for RC Saturn to complete the sweep. But Nameless Paradox definitely will try to not let that happen. As you know, Nameless Paradox, they can play decent. I know these guys, and they're actually, you know, 3 really solid players, but they just got to stop the RC Saturn side from letting play their game because, well, RC Saturn with their passing plays will just beat the defense of Nameless Paradox. We have seen in game number 1. So will we going to see that in game number 2 as well? Well, Nameless Paradox will definitely try to not let that happen again. Game 2, let's get on the way.
Yeah, let's get it going as kicking off here. It's a back corner kickoff coming out again from the Nameless Paradox. We'll see if they can do anything with it. Seemingly not. Solar can't find the touch he wants. As now, back to the sidewall. Annika just launched it into the ceiling. Solar will be coming across to get to that one. It's Irene, good speed on it, but still lands in Solar's hands. The Beastbound tries to get a center, can't make the mark. Unfortunately for him is now Solar. Back into the corner again. Reen, not the best touch, but he has 2 teams behind to back him up on that one. As now, still in the half of RC Saturn will be Galactic trying to get this one out, looking for a flick. Solar sends it into his own corner, but no one's challenging this. Reen gets a shot on net. Annika now will be able to follow up on it, and it will be the Nameless Paradox with possession here, but Galactic again cutting in for it, making it hard for the Nameless Paradox to get it out here. As now Matty can't get a touch on that. He had a lot more time than he thought he had, and Solar is not put in a good position there, and RC Saturn capitalized on what was really a silly mistake there.
Yeah, well, 2 defensive mistakes there. Metzi with a miss and a Solar not positioned well as 3rd man. Well, that's just leading to first goal of this game. RC Saturn taking it again. And well, yeah, Nameless Paradox, it needs to be so frustrating for them. They just can't get out of the half. And when they finally get a chance to get out of the half, there's a player of the opposition cutting in and, well, denying the offense of Nameless Paradox. So yeah, now Nameless Paradox, they probably need to try to pass a little bit more to them because, well, right now we see again just a clear, just going to nowhere, and it's just easy possession for Vertical Saturn. So, you know, try to be a little bit more precise with the ball you're having, because right now it doesn't look bright. It falls off the post, and well, Nameless Paradox can be really, really lucky to not be 2 goals down by this point.
Yeah, you say that about, you know, Nameless Paradox. They're struggling to get out on one half, they're struggling to get touches to each other, but really they're just off the pace at the moment, as Galactic just allowed all the time he wants here, and Annika, with probably the easiest shot of his life, you know, the defender couldn't get up to it, and he just slots it underneath, so it's 2-0 now. RC Saturn all over this Nameless Paradox defense, so Nameless Paradox really have to be starting to push hard and fast into RC Saturn and not give them any time that they want, because at the moment they're able to string together plays like this. Another open net, but this time Solar will be the one making the clear.
Yeah, 6 shots already in the first 1.5 minutes of the game. You know, it's been all one team show in this game number 2. RC Saturn going for match point into game 3. They of course already won game 1. Well, this game 2 looks like it's all RC Saturn again. So, you know, Nameless Paradox really gotta do something else here in the upcoming 3 minutes to beat its Rocket Saturn side.
Yes, indeed, and now this could be quite something here for RC Saturn, but Beastbound with a good save both on board. Now the passing play coming in for RC Saturn. Annika try to get it back to seemingly nobody. But, you know, he probably thought Solo was his own teammate. It's now Galactic diving across to get to this one. Massey having to make a challenge here. It is decent, but it will be banned down the field. Solo's pushed too far, but he has to make this touch, which he will do. Crucial there to keep Nameless Paradox afloat here as we're approaching halftime. Massey now trying to make another play, but again, he can't find contact with the ball. Solo now trying to follow up on his touch, trying to get a shot. Beastbound now. Shot is going high. Where's the fault from Massey? He does come in to find a touch at least, as now Galactic having a free clear again. Now trying for the double. He will make it. Beastbound has to get to this, and he will do so. So RC Saturn seems to have calmed down a little bit and not being as aggressive. They just want to hold on to this lead, as Nameless Paradox are still trying and struggling to push on for their first goal.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of pressure again from Rocket Goal Saturn, but still, Nameless Paradox, they can't really get towards the goal of RC Saturn. You know, we already see 10 shots for Rocket Goal Saturn, and well, the shots of Nameless Paradox, they're just not there. 0 shots for Nameless Paradox in, well, 3 minutes played. Well, that's not really well done from them. They just can't really get past the defense of Rocket Goal Saturn. So, yeah, it's just so hard to play against this Rocket Goal Saturn side, because one time they are on offense, they can't really create a good opportunity, because either one player of Rocket Goal Saturn just cuts in and denies the offense for Nameless Paradox, or Nameless Paradox just can't get the ball into the goal, and finally the first shot that is being easily saved by Annika. And again, Rocket Goal Saturn in the offense, but they can't score. It still keeps 2-0 for Rocket Goal Saturn in game number 2.
Yeah, Nameless Paradox are really struggling to keep up with the pace of this game here. You know, RC Saturn, they're playing very consistent, clinical, and, you know, with a lot of pace behind what they're doing. Whereas, you know, Nameless Paradox are struggling to really keep up, and it allows RC Saturn to have so much control over this game. And you mentioned they had their very first shot again from Massey, but it was hardly going to threaten the RC Saturn side at all here, as Matty tries to go for a demo again, as they're Galactic. What's he going to do with this? Trying to make a serve potentially. Ring comes in. It is a double commit, so it's a free touch from Matty. Tries to get down to Beastbound, but not enough power behind it. And Solar, yet again, it has to make a save. You just see so many saves being made by Nameless Paradox at this rate. 8 saves in total this game. And in terms of shots, RC Saturn 15 at this rate. That is ridiculous there. And so with a 2-0 lead here, RC Saturn surely have this game, as it's an own goal from Beastbound, adding insult to injury there. 3-0 with 22 seconds to go.
Yeah, double tapped into your own goal. You don't really want to see that in a league game in this best of 5 series. Beastbound, yeah, quite unfortunate from him. 22 seconds left, well, 2 goes down. Probably they wouldn't have won this game anyway, so it doesn't matter that much, but still, it's a little bit embarrassing here on stream as well. Yeah, the clock is just ticking down at this point, and we just have to prepare for game number 2. Finally, we are seeing the first goal of the Nameless Paradox. Solar can get it in, but they still need to make 2 more goals, probably 2 kickoff goals at this rate, because, well, 11 seconds, not much time for them anymore.
Yeah, it's not even happening. Like, I just can't see it. It's not going to happen. This comeback 11 seconds. But in terms of the next game, yes, that goal could be good for Nameless Paradox, because they know they can slip one by, but they know it's going to take a monumental effort to come back as a series. I know this minute between this game and the next is going to be a pretty big pep talk between these guys, because they've got stuff to figure out here. So RC Saturn onto match point, and, you know, yeah, it's been, again, a very, very dominant game from them. You take a look at the stats from more 16 shots to 3. And, you know, I don't think we need to explain it anymore. That just shows how much control RC Saturn have over this game. And so it's going to take something big for the Nameless Paradox. Like, Dennis, if you can name one thing that Nameless Paradox must change this next game, the most crucial thing, what do you think that would be?
Well, honestly, just don't give the ball away when you're in defense. You know, I see a lot of panicking from the defense of Nameless Paradox, trying to get the ball away as soon as possible when the ball's on your side. Well, yeah, that's not going to get you any goals. Well, this game, they got 1 goal. Well, that's not going to win you any game, because, well, if you just get the ball away, give the ball away, then, you know, you can just wait for Rocket Goal Saturn to get some shots on your net. And, well, we have seen that in the last game. I saw Nameless Paradox, you know, banging the ball away as soon as they got the ball in defense. Not really connecting with each other. So I really want to see that more. Just control the play, try to create those passing plays out of defense, and maybe try to get a counter attack. If you're getting pressured by a team, well, you got to counter that. If you don't counter it, you're just getting shots on target against you. So, well, that's really what they got to improve on. Just take control of the defense.
Yeah, you definitely make a good point there. Having control over the game is very important for Nameless Paradox at this point, which they've had none of thus far in this series. And so need to not give the ball away so much, as you did mention, Dennis. So that is definitely a great pointer for them, and I hope they have considered that as we are advancing into the next game. Galactic into middle for Reen. It is a great passing play. Will work out as the players can't get back in time, but RC Saturn already off to a flying start in this game.
Yeah, 3-man passing play right there. In the end, the shot isn't too great, but still gets past the 2 defenders of Nameless Paradox. Well, I have to praise the passing play for Rocket Saturn because they have been phenomenal in this series. Already after 70 seconds played, Rocket Saturn in the lead, and Nameless Paradox have a really hard task now to win this series still.
Yes, indeed. Annika, another long third down. Here comes Reen trying to get to it, but Solar. Good initiative there to get up to that one. As now Galactic does give the ball away, but Matty, not the touch you want to make downfield, but the demo does come out, so maybe Solar has a chance. No boost though, he forces the 50 beast, but has to get onto this. Try to slow the game down a bit, but it will surely be cleared down the field eventually as Matty does get a high touch. As now, Beastman with no boost can't get up to it, has to rely on Solar to get it out instead. It's put down the field once more. Reen now tries to take control, gets it past one, but he's got no boost, but his teammate comes to follow it up as Solar again has to drop back. You can tell Nameless Paradox are putting so much into these attacks, but they're not yielding anything as of yet, and it's that, expectation for RC Saturn. They're going to give the ball away. They can just play further back and take it whenever they like.
Yeah, RC Saturn, they just have all the control of the game so far, but as I say that, on the other side, Nameless Paradox and Solar will score here. 3 minutes 45 seconds to go, and we can finally see the first equalizer here in this series. Nameless Paradox, they have done it, and Solar will definitely be happy with their goal, and maybe they can turn this series around, because finally we can see some good plays from the Nameless Paradox side. Well, let's see, can they continue it in this game number 3?
Well, Beastman's looking to do exactly that, but that pass and no power behind it. Is there Annika with a 4-touch to Galactic? Can't redirect. There's Solar. Now 2-1 situation, a bump coming in from Massey. It's not going to happen. And now a double demo comes through. Beastman has a shooting chance, but he puts it high off the bar. And so Annika and the crew need to reset here as Annika does get into the corner, but Solar is waiting there. Can he make the sensor? Seemingly not, but Massey will have a shooting chance. It is going to be blocked again, but the exit demo coming through. Nameless Paradox are able to build up pressure, but where is the attack coming in here from Nameless Paradox? They had a perfect chance to go, and they do finally get it. But you can tell they're a little bit timid. They're a bit too scared to commit forwards against RC Saturn team because they know what their pace is like.
Yeah, definitely. The positioning there wasn't really ideal. No one was there in the middle to bank the shot into the target. But, we all seen that with Rocket Saturn. They're always there in the positioning also to, receive a pass. To be in a position, you're also just able to get a good pass from your teammate, which is also, a big part in Rocket League. And, I think that's what Rocket Saturn has done really well in the past few games. Finally, we have seen some pressure from the Nameless Paradox, though. After they scored the first goal, they definitely want to go on for the second goal. And as I say that, it is the second goal for the Nameless Paradox. This time it will be Matty who's getting into the target, past the defender, and all solo play by him. Gets a little bit of luck with the corner bounce, but still gets it into the open net.
Yeah, it does work out for him, straight from one end to the other, and Annika really was the man to make that touch there, but he was unable to get to it. So Matty, good effort there, and he does get a goal from it. So the Nameless Paradox, perhaps unexpectedly here, I think most people, if you've seen how the series went, would not expect it. They're in the lead, which is huge for them, and then they just got half the game to go to hold on to it, but that seems like a tall task as Matty has Solar on the wing to work with. He bangs it towards the backboard. Reen can't reach it. Neither can Solar though, as Beast puts it into the corner. Now trying to follow up again. Galactic going to extend it down the field into Annika. He puts a shot wide as now Annika back into the center again. Solar is going to get it away. And so here comes Beastbound with a high touch. Galactic. He's going to try and make a center again. RC Saturn really pushing on. They want to tie this game up if they can. So Annika really patient here, but Massey getting a touch on that. And that's what I'm liking to see from Nameless Paradox. They're making more deliberate touches now. They know what they want to do to them, and they're not just simply giving it away to RC Saturn for free.
Yeah, they finally had their warm-up, and now they actually play better than RC Saturn. They have the most pressure. We see Rocket Saturn panicking a little bit in defense. They don't really know what to do with the pressure of Nameless Paradox. Maybe they're just not used to it. Usually it was Nameless Paradox just waiting in the back for Rocket Saturn to create the offensive, but now it is Nameless Paradox with the majority of the pressure, with even like a few passing plays from them, which we haven't seen in the first 2 games. And definitely great work from the Nameless Paradox. Maybe they had this speech you talked about in between the games, that 1 minute speech. So right now they're just playing better. They are on the lead, 1 minute to go, and they're just gonna hold this lead. But Reen with a great double. What a read from him. As I say, Nameless Paradox, they're in the lead, but not anymore. Reen, what a clanger that is from him.
Excellent corner read. That is just serene from Reen there. What a goal from him. You just love to see that. The fantasy plays coming out, and that's quite the way, the statement to make, to get yourself back into this game. All tied 2-2 with less than a minute to go. Nameless Paradox back on the attack, as we're now seeing Galactic going to send to the side. Reen waiting down the wing with Matty's really aggressive on this. Solar up for the shot, but Annika's too quick for him. It's now Beast going in again. Matty's now going to try to take this one, but he is going to be blocked by Annika. Maybe not though. It's a Reen patient to get that one up. Galactic tries to make a sensor. Surely Solar will have it. Yes, he will. So Annika and Galactic both the same position, and this will surely result in a turnover for the Nameless Paradox. But still, RC Saturn have the pressure. They could maybe score for this double commit from the Nameless Paradox, but it may result in a goal as Reen's too far back, but he does get the save to the side. As now we see them going to restart for another attack. Here goes Annika again, trying to drop it into Reen. Solar going to block it. Now Matty moving up again for another chance. Going for the demo. He gets one, but Annika has the possession there. It will drop. Surely Solar tries one more look at the net, but it will drop, and we now have overtime.
Yeah, RC Saturn, well, in the end, they still came back. Nameless Paradox, though, really good game. Best game they have so far. Finally, they can manage to, not letting RC Saturn do all the plays. They just, deny RC Saturn from playing their game. And, well, I think Nameless Paradox, they've done very well for, I feel like 2 minutes. But after that, they kind of, slowed down a little bit again. And now Rocket Girl Saturn, they kind of getting the pressure. And, well, yeah, Nameless Paradox, again, just all in defense, just like we've seen in the first 2 games. And Rocket Girl Saturn just banging shots off the shot. So, well, yeah, it's overtime. Nameless Paradox, they need to get in offense a little bit more, because otherwise Rocket Girl Saturn will take this series with a sweep.
Yeah, indeed, as we do see Nameless Paradox on the attack at the moment, so maybe they can make something of this. Is Galactic. Pretty weird touch into the center, but I guess it works. The pass back for them as Matty now coming in for this one. Annika going to take it to the side now. Across there from Beastbound into Matty, who's now going to come in, but he's got no boost to be taken out of the play. As Solar gets it, a bump onto Reen. It means Annika must make that touch, which he will do, but you can tell RC Saturn are struggling to get out of their own half at the moment, as Nameless Paradox are searching for this goal. As Matty could drop into Solar, and that will be the goal as Nameless Paradox take game 3 and stay alive in the series.
Yeah, I'm interested in Matty. He had so much time to, get the ball to Solar, and Solar as well just had so much time to get a goal, to get a shot, and in the end also get a goal. So, well, really well done to Nameless Paradox. I would say they deserved that win, honestly. I was kind of doubting a little bit in the first, minute of the overtime, the first part of the overtime, but in the end, they still did really well. They got the pressure again, and in the end, they have so many more shots. I think combined the first one and the second game, those shots from the Nameless Paradox, I think in this game 3, Nameless Paradox, they have more shots than, those both games combined. 7 shots in this game, which is really good, and 3 goals as well. Solar with 2 goals, which is really good to see. And, well, yeah, this game, it just went so much better. Rocket Girl Saturn, they couldn't really play their game because, well, Nameless Paradox was denying that, and that's really what we want to see from the Nameless Paradox. Now, Nameless Paradox, the first step is complete to get a reverse sweep, but they need to complete 2 more steps, complete 2 more wins here to get the reverse sweep. Maybe we can see another game 5, just like we saw in the last series. And, well, we just have to see Nameless Paradox. Can they continue this? This time it was an overtime. It was a really close game, but in the end, Nameless Paradox did really well in this game number 3.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was a big improvement from their previous game performance. So we do like to see that from them. They seemed a lot more confident in the way they were playing. So, yeah, that's going to be a big confidence booster. They need that going into the rest of the series, because they're now on to make a reverse sweep here. So, big job to do. They're on their final life in this series, but they have stepped up to the challenge so far. So let's see if they can continue doing it, as it is Solar having to make a block to begin with here. Beastbound going to have to make another save, but it is a poor touch. Solar, though, cutting in. That was huge for them to stay out of that one and keep the score. Equalizes out. Down the field, all 3 players at RC Saturn in the same corner, not where they want to be. And it allows free possession here for Nameless Paradox, but Massey doesn't do much for that touch. So Galactic Picking it up again, it is put into the corner. Reen going to take it under one defender. It's off the post. Beastburn has to get up to it, but he's way too slow to react, and Annika will punish.
Yeah, we are seeing the speed from Rocket Saturn in the offense. You see the ball going from the crossbar. Beastburn did not expect that. A little bit of an awkward bounce, I have to agree. But yeah, Annika is definitely, not slowing down because of that. Annika with the first goal of this game, number 4, trying to close the series out in this game. Well, great start for them.
Yeah, it's a good start from them. And, you talk about the speed from RC Saturn. I think it was just a lack thereof from the Nameless Paradox there. Beastburn, I don't know how much boost they had, but he definitely wasn't in a great position for it. But, he's the man that has to get up to that, or at least try to do so. As now, it will be back in attack again for RC Saturn. Massive forces a 50 into the middle. Solar with a touch back into his teammates as Galactic is up for a chance off the bar again. Beastburn will set to the side, but again, Reen there reading that one. Looks like he's going for a flip reset here. Does he guess it? He does, but he will not be able to make much out of it. As they're pinched down the side, well, Galactic will push it down the field. Matty is up again, puts it into the side. Annika now putting a shot towards the net. Reen going to jump up for this one. Gets a second touch. Solar now. He's put down the field. Beastbound's waiting. Maybe he could get a touch on it. He tries, but Reen sees that one coming from a mile off. Now into the corner again. Annika going to send it to the backboard. And now a chance for Galactic opens up. The shot is wide as now Nameless Paradox looking to get out again as they are struggling for pressure just like they were earlier in the series.
And finally they have some kind of play going on. But again, RC Saturn, every time Nameless Paradox gets in the offense, RC Saturn just denies that and, takes over the offense. Oh, that's a great passing play into the middle. Metzi forcing the save out to still keep this score with 1-0 to RC Saturn. Well, 3 minutes to go and Nameless Paradox, no shots again. A little bit the same as game number 1 and game number 2. Not really ideal for them, but they still have time, so they need to change the playstyle right now. They need to, not let RC Saturn play their game. Finally, we see some good plays now. Great passing play, getting the first shot for Nameless Paradox in this game. It does not reward them into a goal, though, as we still see a 1-0 scoreline here in game number 4 with halftime left.
Yeah, 30 minutes, well, not 30 minutes. Half the game left. Why do I keep it? Yeah, whatever, right? We'll just roll with it. As I've been casting for a long time. Just give me a break here, but we're seeing just over 2 minutes to go. So Nameless Paradox really got to find something here again. Like the earlier games, did not have much pressure, so that's when they got to find it very, very soon. So RC Saturn seems to have gotten back in the zone again. As now Beastburn has a chance here. It is still open. Double commit forced up for RC Saturn. As now Solar waiting in the corner. He's a little bit awkward here. As Irene is trying to make a center, but Beastburn gets it out. As there we see Galactic getting it again. Massey dropping it in to the midfield, and now Reen trying to get to it. He is blocked out, and it's a free touch for Beast. What can he do with it? He attempts to pass on Massey, but he can't make the shot happen. Their follow-up tries to get to the center again. Solar comes up for the shot, and now Annika will surely get this away. Massey now looking for a set to the Beastbound. Can he get a shot? Maybe he can. He puts it to the backboard. Maybe Solar can follow it up. He tries. The shot is going to roll wide of the net as 90 seconds to go, and RC Saturn still holding on to their 1-goal lead as Annika comes in again. Reen for the shot. Follow up from Galactic. Maybe he can score off the mark again.
Looks like a little overcommit there as it's a 2v1 situation. Metzi tries to drop it down, but Annika can defend that, gets it out. Well, 1 minute to go, still a 1-0 lead for RC Saturn, and Nameless Paradox, the time is ticking for them as they really want to bring this series to a game number 5. Now Beastman tries to get it up. Well, I can say, Nameless Paradox, a lot of times they just had an opportunity, but a lot of times they were just not in position to make a goal. Every time the ball just fell into the middle, but no one was there to follow it up, to get a shot on. That's really what they needed. That's what RC Saturn do really well. They have the passing plays, but what do we need for passing plays? Well, a man in possession, and that's not really what Nameless Paradox are having. 30 seconds to go. They still have a little bit of time, but they need to score really, really soon.
Yeah, they really need to here as Solar or Beastbound tries to make a center, and now Solar has to make a save. Here he does make it to the side, but they need to push now as Solar looking to do just that, pushing it down the field, but Reen is waiting patiently as Solar forces the push to the back where Matty needs to score, but he misreads it. That could have been huge as now Beastbound. Let's get it again. Solar up for it, touches it forward. Reen is going to be to it, but he misses it, and this could be a chance for Nameless Paradox. They do just manage to get it in with 5 seconds to go. Beastbound, in what would seem like an unlikely situation, gets the equalizer.
Yeah, a little panic there from Reen. He just cuts it in, but completely misreads the ball while he cuts his teammate's third man already pushed up, and then the goal was just wide open. One simple tap over the third man, and that's the equalizer for the Nameless Paradox. Looks like we're going to have a game number 4 OT, and Nameless Paradox are still alive in the series.
Yeah, indeed. It's good to see that. And so overtime here, back to back. Let's see what they could do here as we are kicking off with this overtime. This is going to be a huge game for Nameless Paradox to keep themselves in the series and go to a 5th game. As now we're seeing Beastbound up for us, trying to find a shot. It is well off the mark and doesn't have any power behind it. As now Massey trying to get the bump. Annika going to go up for it once more. As now Solar gets it out to the side. Beast going to try to take control of it. He's trying to pull some mind games here. Gets it past Galactic. Massey has to look at the net. The shot is wide. Reed gets it out. The Beast has to make a touch and keep possession here and allow his teammates to reset. As there was the back row. Galactic going to try and make a touchdown into the middle. Solar now out to Massey. Again, he can't get a touch once more. Reen can't get it either. As now we Beastbound into the center. With a touch there, and now being put over. RC Saturn now looking for a counter attack as Matty is a corner wall and will get it out and away again.
Yeah, now Matty tries to get it into the middle for one of his teammates. Beesham with a shot, but it's getting blocked into the corner. 1 minute into this OT, and of course, still no winner. We are still playing on in this game number 4. Well, yeah, it can go any way. I have seen opportunities for both teams, but in the end, it will be RC Saturn taking this game and also taking this series with what else than a passing play from these guys. We have seen so many passing plays into the middle. You know, they're not too hard to do, but still, you know, you need to be able to pop them off. You need to have the player there. RC Saturn, every time they had a player into the middle, well, in the end, Nameless Paradox, they just didn't have the positions really in the offense. And in the end, yeah, RC Saturn winning this overtime after Nameless Paradox won the last game's overtime. 3-1 is this series score.
Yeah, 3-1. So yeah, it was a great series for RC Saturn overall. They proved that they are the number 1 seed here for a reason. So very well done to RC Saturn. But Nameless Paradox, it was a tough series for them, but they made it very close in those last couple of games, and so well played to them. You know, taking 1 game off of them, you can tell it was not an easy series for them at all. So I'm glad they at least made a really good effort. So very good series to end off the night there, and we will recap the results today. Of course, we'll start with our first game. We versus the Donkey Punch. That was a 3-1 to Donkey Punch in the end, I believe. And then Daggers Bonding against Stool Sample. That was a game 5 overtime to Daggers Bonding, and then our most recent series, the Nameless Paradox, falling 3-1 to RC Saturn. So what a night it has been, Dennis. Of course, you're only here for one of the games, but you know, last game was some great stuff to watch and proving that Div 1 is going to be really great this season. We've got 9 weeks of this, and we're just in week 1, so yeah, can't wait to see how it will progress going forward.
Yeah, in the end, seed number 1 winning against the seed number 10, you never can really predict results, but if you have seed number 1 against seed number 10, you know, you could maybe already have a little bit of prediction there. And in the end, it was indeed the seed number 1 winning this series with a 3-1. But still, Nameless Paradox, they had the chances, definitely, if they were just a little bit more accurate. And, you know, just like I said, you know, not banging the ball away when they had control of the ball is definitely something they got to improve on the next few series in the ECC if they do not want to relegate, of course, if they do not want to end up bottom place. Because right now, you know, it looked decent, but it can definitely be better. And yeah, RC Saturn really, really well done with the win, of course. The passing plays they've had, you know, phenomenal here in Division 1. They really always have someone there in the middle and always there. They just trust on each other. You can see that this team, they've been playing with each other for quite a bit. So, you know, well done to them. But definitely, there are still some weaknesses in that side. So definitely, I can't say they're going to be first place. I can't predict it because, well, every team here has a chance of, you know, winning Division 1. Definitely, after this week 1, we can maybe already see a little bit the better teams and maybe a little bit the worst teams. But, you know, RC Saturn, decent side, but definitely I can't count them. Well, I think they're going to make playoffs, but definitely I can't really see them yet winning playoffs.
Yeah, but, you know, RC Saturn is definitely a team to look out for, and, you know, Nameless Paradox as well. I hope they can make those improvements throughout the season. And so, yeah, it's going to be looking great for RC Saturn at least, because they're looking like one of the stronger sides in our conference already. But that will be the end of the night here. It's been a wild ride already. Week 1 has given us some crazy things already, and, you know, we're already halfway through the first week. So we'll hopefully have some more games. I think tomorrow we might have some games, actually. So keep stay tuned for that. Of course, we'll be posting on the socials to Slipstream. If you want to follow us on Twitter, go right ahead. You'll get updates on that. And of course, join our Discord if you're not already, and you'll get notified of streams when they do happen. And of course, thank you to sponsor Godalions, who've been providing the prize pool, or at least part of it, for this season. It's greatly appreciated. And of course, thank you to everyone for watching today's stream. Of course, I've been Faded, and Dennis and Cheesecake in the background. Of course, hope you all enjoyed the stream, and we will see you guys again next time. Have a good night.